More evidence has arrived that might go to prove that Snoke was not exactly controlled by Palpatine, meaning that this was not the plan of Lucasfilm from the get-go. And I think we all know that by now, but let's explore this new theory coming up. So now, a lot of us have, we've been saying this for a while now. When we saw that it turned out that Palpatine had created Snoke, as he says in The Rise of Skywalker, many of us just either groaned, laughed, one or the other, because it's so ridiculous. This was clearly not the plan from the beginning. Whether it was in anyone's mind, I think it's doubtful, although we'll probably never know because they'll never admit to it. But it's clear from how the story progressed, just the lack of coherency as the plot, moved through each of the movies. It was clear that Snoke was supposed to be set up to be the big villain. Kylo was not built to be the main bad guy, and then they go and kill him off in the second movie, and it threw a wrench in everything. The rumors were that George wanted to come in and create the son from the Clone Wars series. There was the father, the son, and the daughter, and he wanted to have the son be the main villain. That plays in the Rebels as well, where you see some of these elements of this father, son, and daughter. And, that wasn't done either. I guess the rumor is Kathleen Kennedy scrapped it because she didn't feel that it was accessible enough to people who don't care about Star Wars. Why give the people who like Star Wars, anything that they might want? No, let's cater to the ones who won't understand it because they just don't care. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. All right, so this is coming from Inverse, and this is a new theory here, which might go to prove that, another theory that that he did not control Snoke. So it says, one key Rise of Skywalker line proves Palpatine wasn't in control of Snoke. Palpatine may be the Senate, but he isn't Snoke. And this is coming from just a day ago, so, it's clear that this is still, people are still upset about this, still trying to point things out, like, it doesn't make sense, and you get swept into it. And because I kind of thought of something else that kind of proves that I think that Palpatine could not be in control of Snoke this whole time. And then I saw this today, and I thought, well, here we go. We'll talk about this. So it says, Palpatine's plan in The Rise of Skywalker may have been far-fetched, involving soul transfers, and massive fleets. You think far-fetched? I mean, far-fetched is I don't think that's even a justified word to use, but I guess in the lack of anything else. But it was pretty effective in the end. Snoke positioned himself as the new arch nemesis of Rey and the Jedi, only to be sliced in two in The Last Jedi. Now a new Star Wars fan theory offers a compelling explanation for Snoke's true identity and purpose, which the sequels only glossed over. Redditor Sky Walking on These Haters argues Snoke was his own sentient being and used one key line to prove his point. Palpatine telling Kylo he's been every voice you've ever heard inside your head, while doing his best impression of Snoke and Darth Vader. This moment early on in The Rise of Skywalker seems like it proves Sheev was Snoke, but a closer reading of the line suggests far more nuance. Sure, Palpatine spoke to Kylo in Snoke's voice, but it wasn't every voice he heard inside his head. The Snoke we see on screen who confronts Kylo and Rey is his own person, though brainwashed by Palpatine. This is the theory that in Last Jedi, and I'm assuming The Force Awakens, that Snoke is not being controlled by Palpatine, that it's its own being. It's not the voice of Sheev, Palpatine. It's actually Snoke in his own personhood. In the same conversation, Palpatine triumphantly claims he made Snoke. And the camera pans over, and here we go here. More pans over to the pickled rejects Snokes in the tanks. And you see them there. There's one upside down, and then there's this one. And it looks like, they're like, I guess he's got legs there. I don't know. You know, it's hard to say. I guess that's legs. At first I thought that was like a... Because Snoke's huge, so, you know, I don't know. I guess these are huge vats of pickled juice. This doesn't necessarily mean Snoke isn't his own being, just a clone, nonetheless capable of his own thoughts and emotion. This further proves in the comic The Rise of Kylo Ren #2, when Snoke reveals that he wasn't born Snoke, he became Snoke. This doesn't necessarily conflict with the Snoke clone reveal. It doesn't look like there was any birthing involved in those Snoke creations. Instead, they were created by Palpatine. However, Snoke also claims he witnessed the rise and fall of the Galactic Empire. It's a problem when he said that, because when did, you know, Palpatine create Snoke? It doesn't make sense that he would have created them way before, so that kind of throws a wrench in the theory. So it's unlikely he was born of those clones. The theory suggests he actually had a former life, like Palpatine, but had it extended through cloning. I'm not crazy about that theory either, but... So he had another life, another name, but over time, in alliance with Palpatine, became Snoke. And then I guess was cloned multiple times. The inverse analysis. Snoke's origin has always felt murky and contradictory. The comics said he had a life before, but the movies clearly suggest he was created through cloning. Maybe they should have paid attention to each other. This theory may be complex, but it incorporates every bit of Snoke lore that's been revealed. Could this be the last nail in the Snoke theory coffin? Well, probably not. As Luke says, no one's ever really gone. The same is also true of Snoke theorists. Okay, so this is Snoke in the comic book, in The Rise of Kylo Ren, #2, and he says here, I was not born Snoke, I became Snoke. So, and he does look pretty beat up, so, you know, he had gone through something. There were rumors that, I don't know if this has been confirmed in the comics, but there were rumors that he suffered these injuries from a fight with Luke, although I don't know if that's been confirmed or not. Here's my other idea. If Palpatine was so weak with the Force that he needed Rey and Kylo to, you know, the dyad or whatever the heck they called it, so he could soul suck them to restore himself, regenerate himself, and become as powerful as he once was, how the heck was he controlling Snoke in the, specifically The Last Jedi? Because you don't see him really do anything in Force Awakens. But in Last Jedi, Snoke's powerful, man. He's throwing Kylo Ren to the ground. He's throwing, you know, he's raising Rey up and tossing her around. He's tossing lightsabers around. He's using the Force lightning through the ground to shock Kylo. He's a powerful Force wielder there, you know. And how's Palpatine able to do this through Snoke? Not only is he can't do it himself, but he's having to do it through a clone that he's controlling? That doesn't make any sense. There's no way that Palpatine would have the kind of power to be able to control Snoke and show him doing what he was able to do in the weakened condition he appears to be in Rise of Skywalker. I just don't buy it. So I think that's another reason why, you know, this just is a clear indication that this was not planned out. There's just so many different things here that you can point to say, that doesn't make sense, this doesn't make sense, that doesn't make sense. And for them to try to justify it, it's just, you know, it's ridiculous. Like, just decanonize the whole freaking thing. It doesn't make sense. It was terribly put together. It wasn't planned out. You know, and it just keeps, more and more evidence of this keeps showing itself. So that's where I'm at with it anyway. Let me know what you guys think of this theory. And also, you know, does it make sense to you that Palpatine would be able to create Snoke and have him be that freaking powerful in Last Jedi if Palpatine himself was so decrepitly, he had like the white eyes and, you know, he was death. He was death hanging on a machine. And I just don't buy it. So let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. And guys, if you haven't subscribed one more time, do hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate it. Until next time, lock the doors and hope they don't have blasters.